What is up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good morning. Here we are, end of July. It's been a rough one. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna be happy to have this one in the rearview mirror. So, if you were watching yesterday, which, if I'm being honest, I don't think I had any views, so I might have had two. But I was mentioning how you had some institutional buying going on. Let's see, what's a good example? Well, you can probably just pick any of them. Just do Nebius. Okay. So if you look at this one, pre-market. Actually, I think it'll look better on the 1 minute chart. That's not as clear. Let's pop this out. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. It's relevant to the story that I'm about to tell. This is the 1 minute chart on Nebius. And if we go back to pre-market yesterday, let's take a minute. I was pointing out how the buying was weird. Didn't look right. Let's see. Well, it's a little hard to see here. Maybe this is not a good example. What was I trading yesterday that I was looking at? Go to my history maybe. Was it the Qs that I was looking at? It probably was. Yeah, kind of confused now. I'm not sure what I'm on. Okay. Alright, well this really doesn't make my point very good, but basically what I was noticing yesterday, maybe it's because I have the chart blown up. Let me try and shrink this back down. I don't know, it just looks weird now. It doesn't look like I thought it would. I guess what I'm trying to say, it was just grinding, moving up. Yeah. I don't know why it doesn't look the same. Like yesterday I was looking at it and I was like, man, this looks so weird the way it's just steady going up like that. Because normally when you have normal market structure, you have a spike and then a pullback, a spike, a pullback, a spike, a pullback, and it kind of stair steps. And yesterday it was just this kind of smooth, steady buying pressure all pre-market. And then whenever the market opened, it spiked up really hard, and it kind of flattened off. But I say all that to say that there was a story going on yesterday, and I didn't really know what was going on, other than the fact that I felt like the price action was weird. I'm up with my candles right there. It's weird looking. Anyway, but what ended up happening, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the stock market or the hedge funds and stuff like that, but when you get unnatural price action or stuff looks weird, a lot of times that's because the big boys behind the scenes are doing stuff. They're making moves, they're shuffling money, they're repositioning into other sectors of the market, things like that are going on. I noticed something weird. We had, so, excuse me, let's look at SMH. I think that's the semiconductor ETF. So if you look over here on the left, this is the daily. So we started off here at like 360 or something like that. Look at this big grind up. This is when everybody was talking about the semiconductors. It's the hot trade, and it was. Look at this move. 392 up to 637, and this is in a matter of like a month, right? 2 months, April and May. Well, we had a pullback. So it was April, and then we had this pullback, and then we had another run in May. June, we had this big pullback, and we had another run kind of halfway through June. And then now all of a sudden you see this right here. This is like these huge red candles, all these pullbacks, and we gave up with, it took us this long to get that far. And then within, the month of July, it's just been selling off really hard. Some of these candles are, well, let's pull up, what's a good one? Marvell? AMD? I mean, you can just kind of pick. See, AMD, like the chart looks exactly the same, right? You have the same deal, but some of these moves, 530 down to 476, that's what was it, a $55 move in one day. But anyway, so what was happening? There's this guy named Leopoldheimer, whatever. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's this really young guy, and he's a hedge fund called Sentiment Holdings, and I think he's only like 28 or something like that. He's really young, and he started his own hedge fund and pretty much went all in on AI. So in this move right here, he made like $40 billion. Huge amount of money. Well, all of a sudden, the bigger guys, because he's kind of like a smaller firm compared to some of these other hedge funds, he's like a startup, He didn't join one of the bigger firms. He tried to do his own thing. Well, now when he made this amount of money right here, all of a sudden, what's that group called? Citadel? Yeah, Citadel Holdings. They're like the biggest ones on Wall Street. They start looking at this guy and saying, well, they get jealous. They want his portfolio. They want his books. So they put out these rumors. They start putting out these rumors. You start hearing AI trades finished. It's a bubble. CapEx is no good, this and that. And so you get this is the start of it right here. You get this first dip. And then we kind of waffle around. You hear these rumors floating. It's a bubble, it's a bubble. People are still wanting to trade it though. And at some point, the rumors kind of, the rumors and the fact that they start shorting it. So that's the other thing. They have all the money, right? They can just keep putting pressure on this guy, on these stocks that he's holding. I've got a list here. It's, these are the main ones. I think he had like 24 different stocks, but Nebius, Micron, CoreWeave, Iran, Bloom Energy, Oklo. I'm not sure what their name is. Let's see. These guys do small nuclear reactors, I believe. Yeah. Oklo Inc. Okay, so it's just Oklo. Oklo, and then Taiwan Semiconductor. Those are some of the main ones that he had. If you look, I can pull up any one of these charts and they all look exactly the same. Let's look at it on the daily. So if I we'll pull up Nebius. This is what the chart looks like. Rise up, boom. Look at this move. From 300 down to 150. That's the whole move. I mean, look at that. The whole move. Bam, bam. They're back where they started from. This guy was using, well, let's pull up, and I said, pull up CoreWeave. You got the move up, bang, move all the way down. We're lower than where we started. IREN. Got the move up, move back down. So basically what happened is this guy invested his complete portfolio was basically in AI trades. Data centers, memory, the chips, the semiconductors, you know, the packaging like Amcor. I'm trying to think. GLW. I'm not sure if he was in GLW, but it's what do you call it? Photonics, fiber optics. So all these trades look exactly the same. I can pull up any of those charts. They all look the same. So you had everybody talking about semiconductors. This guy, he had his own thing on, I forget what it's called. It's this trading platform where you can basically follow his trades. And it'll do, I think it's called Autopilot. And it'll trade just like he trades, and you can just follow him. But yeah, you had all these people that were, you know, in these semiconductor trades, and they had this big move up for a couple months, and then the whole thing unwound. And it was because that group, Citadel, they decided they wanted his book. They didn't like the fact that he was doing it on his own. They didn't like the fact that, well, they got jealous. They wanted his book. So what they start putting out these rumors, AI bubble, and at the same time they start shorting these names heavily. Like some of these names had 30% short float. And so it was putting this constant pressure, and these guys have all the money. They can just keep shorting. It pops up, they add more shares, they short it more. And that's why you get this down move like that. And yesterday, I guess, or the day before yesterday, the banks, he was 4 times leveraged, and he ran out of money, and he couldn't back his stocks anymore. All his $40 billion was gone, right? He went up, he went down. He's out of money right here. He can't cover anymore. Now if he wants to stay in this trade, he's got to start pulling money out of, he's got to get more money from somewhere, and the banks won't give him anymore. So at this point, he gets liquidated. Poor guy. And then this group, Citadel, that's been shorting him the whole time, comes in and scoops up his whole book at a discount. And now all of a sudden, now that they're not shorting it anymore, look what happens. You see this big spike up yesterday. So that's unfortunate. I feel sorry for the guy. He was supposed to get married Saturday. He's a young guy, and I think his wife is some kind of like bank manager or something for one of the big banks in New York. And yeah, so I would be surprised if they're still getting married Saturday, because he just lost his whole net worth. Having said all that, you know, sometimes somebody's got to be sacrificed for the market to kind of get out of the funk, and it feels like meat's back on the table. This guy, Citadel, got what they wanted. They got his book. They're done shorting. All this short action right here is gone, and now they own it. And this is a bottom right here, right? So you can trade that. They're going to defend that bottom. They're not going to let that break, I don't think. I mean, they've got all the money, they can defend it. So, you know, you have a stop right here. Nothing's going to go below that. If you get any deals, any pullbacks, whatever, it's just going to get bought up. So I think the market's back on the mend. And having said all that, I feel sorry for the guy. I'm glad sometimes you have to have a sacrificial lamb to Mammon, the god of greed, or the however you want to look at it. And now that he's out of the way, hopefully the market can just get back to normal because so many people have been liquidated this last month. Everybody was playing semiconductors, everybody was playing the AI trade, and I had my worst month of, well, up until today. I've kind of been doing okay today, but and that kind of saved me. But um, this has been the worst month I've had since I started. Now, part of that's because I've been sizing up. I was same way, man. I got greedy too. I was like, this semiconductors AI trade, this is easy, and sized up this month and got burned. So hopefully now that he's out of the way, things can return back to normal. Everything gets back to normal, and this AI trade I think is back on the table because if you do the math, like you have Google, Amazon, Meta, um, SpaceX. Who am I missing? Amazon. Did I say Amazon? Anyway, the big boys, right? The hyperscalers. They're the ones that are investing all the money in the data centers. Data centers. They're not. They're not just going to throw their money away for no reason. I mean, they're spending hundreds of billions of dollars every year on this. So the money's being spent for a reason, and all these other people that are benefiting from it, like the energy, the photonics, the even the packaging, even Caterpillar for that matter. Um, all this stuff is they're making money. So what's the reason for this big sell-off? It's because Citadel was shorting it. They wanted his book. It'll be interesting to me because Michael Burry was also shorting a lot of these stocks, and it'll be interesting to me now that all that's came out and been resolved. If he stays in those shorts, he might have been in on it. He might have known that they were shorting it, and that's why he took all those short positions. Like all these guys work together, you know, and that's this loophole guy being like let me see, I'll pull him up so you guys can see him. What's it called? Sentiment Holdings. I'm surprised this page is even up. Let's see, what's this guy's name? Van Van Eck. I'm coming up with rifle scopes now. Loophole. I think it starts with a H. Hairbrook? Is that his name? No. Sitting here messing around with the market's going to open. Loophole Oceanbrenner. Yeah, he had Lamentum, Iran, Applied Digital, SanDisk, Cipher, Cohere. All these stocks that I was trading, it's the same ones. See if I can find a picture of this guy. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for him. Anyway, this is the guy. You can tell he's a young guy, kind of weird looking. He looks like a trust fund baby. But That's him. I believe he's only like 28 or something like that. He's super young, and they forced him into liquidation. Oh, I lost my music. Okay. Yeah, they forced him into liquidation, and so now here we are. So this is where we're at. Let's see. I'm trying to vampire party. That sounds good. I got to make sure I'm not overtaxing my CPU. Okay, time to kind of lock in. We got the market about to open in 8 minutes. I'm gonna step away for just a minute. When I come back, I'll give you my sticky note, what I'm gonna be playing. I don't know if that focused or not. It's a new camera. I'm trying to get used to it. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm just trying to read this headline. I think they said something. Yeah, it is. Leopold Aschenbrenner's situational awareness hedge fund fell 67% in July. Says they're going to keep operating, but will stop using bank leverage. These were very expensive scars, but our fund must be structured such that we can take a loss and fight another day. Yeah, so basically, I guess they got to keep some of their positions, but most of them got taken by the bigger fish, Citadel. So at the open, we got the open coming up right now. I'm going to be looking at Amazon at 250 for a dip. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's way up right now, but I would like to get a discount on that. I think that's going to go up further, but hopefully we get a pullback. IREN at $36. That's another one that was on the this guy that got liquidated. his one of his stocks he had. AXTI is one that I think has a big upside and is hot right now. They had great earnings. You can see that. That's what I was talking about, that institutional buying, how you get that straight line of people are buying, big boys are buying this one. When you see that kind of action right there, that steady boom, 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 almost like a straight line with little candles. They do it that way because they can't come in with big size and take a huge position. It'll move the price too much. So they have to do it in little chunks, and it looks like that. When you see that right there, that's the institutional buying. So hopefully I can get a dip. This one I'm just gonna play like a dip. If I get any kind of dip back into the VWAP or below the 9 EMA right here, then I'm probably gonna buy that off the open. I think it's just gonna rip. And then Tesla, if an alert comes up and I see that come down to the $300 mark, I want to buy into that. They had some news about splitting their business. SpaceX eventually is going to acquire Tesla, I believe. Amazon's trying to squeeze already. This one I'll probably be able to buy IREN where I want, but I may not be able to buy Amazon, and this one might just go. I might not get any chance to get in there either. If I don't get a pullback, I don't like to get in because I can't stand buying the top. And I don't like holding going into the open because a lot of times you get a big flush, and if you're holding into the open, then you start the day off in the negative. So hopefully we get a pullback here on one of these three stocks and I'm able to get in. This one I'm just looking for a pullback. These other two I'd like to get some better price. Minute and a half to the open, you're going to see some crazy whip action. I'm trying not to come into the market with a bias. Of course, you kind of have an idea of what you think is going to happen every day, but I don't want to come in here and just say I'm buying this or I'm buying that. It's subjective. I definitely want to look. I'm looking for deals. I'm not looking to just buy tops, or I'm also not a long-term investor. If I was a long-term investor, I would just buy Amazon and just hold it.
Here comes the bass.
30 seconds to the open. Hopefully this one pulls back to VWAP. I'd love to get into it about $63. I think this one is probably going to go up to about 75 today at some point. I just want to make sure I get the best price I can. If it goes without me, it goes without me. I'm not going to chase it. This line right here is really where that'd be an awesome price to get in. Okay, here we are. Taking a starter in IREN. Going to take a starter in AXTI. I'll DCA on this one. I think this one's going to go up. Iron's trying to move lower. This one pulled back to where I entered from. Iron's bouncing a little bit. Let's look at... Yeah, I think Amazon's gonna go. I think it's just gonna run. Their numbers were so good. It was crazy. $262. That would have been a good dip buy on that one. Just gonna be patient right now and kind of watch and see what happens. DMB took off. That was one I was wanting to look at as well. Just trying to be patient right now. I'm not trying to get crazy. Just took a position in Bloom Energy. It's a very small starter. I just want to see what it does. It looks like it might go, but if it flushes more, I want to keep some ammo in the chamber, in the ammo in the gun to take another shot at it. Everything's pulling back now. I don't like that. I'm feeling okay about everything except for Iran. That's kind of a dog right now. This is why you don't come into the market with a bias. I took light positions. It looks like everything's pulling back pretty hard right now.
Dark City. And we push it. Dark City.
A little crazy.
Take your time.
I think I'm gonna add to my let me look at the cues real quick. Nebius is moving up. That was another one that I was looking at. We're really flushing now. Is this? All right, let's see if we can get a bounce here. If we can't, I'm gonna have to cut my positions. You know, sometimes it's not really what you think. The market does what it's gonna do, and you can't be stubborn. So if I break down further, I'm gonna cut my positions in half, and then try and rebuy. Live to fight another day. Yeah, if memory doesn't bounce, then we're gonna have a tough time today because everything's kind of. Just gonna be patient right now. Just kind of hold these positions. Feels like we might be basing out here. Hopefully we get a rebound. Bloom Energy's trying to break down further. I need to watch this one. I don't want to cut it until it actually breaks down though. I'm not going to DCA any further on Bloom Energy because I don't want to get stuck in that position. So we just got some good economic data. Hopefully that gives the market a bounce. This is the one that surprises me though, the AXTI. I thought that was gonna, I did not think that was gonna fall. We're at a major area of support. If it breaks that, I'm gonna have to get out of half that trade at least. Okay, I just got out of half of Bloom Energy. Iron looks like it wants to break down further too. Yeah, Iron's dumping more. That's crazy. Dude, that's what's killing the market. Micron's just dumping right now. It might be getting a bounce here. I'm not gonna touch Iron. It's down $1.50 a share. That's not really whatever. This one's down $4 a share though. That's the one. And then this one over here is down. I only have one share, but it's $13 down, so that's crazy. We about to get a bounce here though. Let me see what the Qs are doing. God, man, that's so nasty. Look at this. Well, it looks exactly like this. If I see the Qs reverse, I'm going to get back into Bloom. Okay, it looks like we might be getting a bounce here. Okay, the Nasdaq's trying to bounce a little bit. See what Bloom Energy does here.
If you couldn't dance, what would you do? Suicide?
Alright, well, it looks like the Nasdaq's going to go lower. I'm going to pull half that position back again.
Suicide?
I guess, I wonder if I should cut half this position. I mean, this feels like it might want to take another leg down. Look at this. It's just all red selling on every chart. Crazy. Another one of those days, boys. It's like the sell-off's not over yet.
Suicide?
I don't know, man. Missed the move yesterday, and now there's no continuation today. It's getting very frustrating. I don't really know what to say about it. I had a feeling that we were going to do better today.
Suicide?
This one here is just dead, right? I thought it would do more than that today. I mean, it had like really good earnings. Maybe it just needs a little time to breathe. If the memory chips don't go, then I don't think the market's going to go. Yeah, see, it's trying to break down more now. I might need to cut half this position. See, the Qs are trying to break down further now. I don't like my price on AXTI now. That's the one that I was bullish on. I was thinking of any kind of pullback I'm going to get in. You look at it in pre-market, it just kind of steadily grounded up. This may just be profit taking. Yeah, it's breaking down further. I should have just stayed out of it, I guess. Well, I mean, that seems like good news. The Qs are going down again. All right, well. Yeah, I'm going to cut half of that. I'm going to... Looks like the July sell-off continues. What a terrible month, man. What a terrible month. $62.
Wavering emotions. Suppressed desires. Desire you.
I'm gonna grab a granola bar, I think. It feels like the market's somewhat stabilized. I wish I had waited just a little bit longer to get into a couple of these positions. I wouldn't call it FOMO, but I definitely could have been a little bit more patient. Absolutely got crushed this month. I was doing good the past few months, but all these shenanigans going on behind the scenes, I think it's just hard to know what these guys are doing. There's a lot of reshuffling going on. If you could see, all these charts look exactly the same. So this is the market. This isn't these stocks. They all look exactly the same. Looks like we're making another leg down. Well, it looks like the ATXI trade is trying to hold while these others are dropping. Iron's breaking down further. It's so funny, man. After yesterday, how big of a move it was, and I missed it, I didn't play it. I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I just should have kept playing my moves, and I would have done well yesterday. And then today, I'm like, all right, well, let's get back to normal, and what we got to deal with. You know, I'll bring it up to Q so you guys can see it. This is what we're dealing with. The market opened and look at what we did. That's so ugly. That is not what you want to see on the market open. Look at that flush. Looks like semiconductors are still out of favor. I don't know what happened yet. I mean, I know what happened yesterday, but I was thinking that was going to be the that we were going to, you know, be back in favor, and it looks like it's not done yet. It's breaking lower. This is what you have to deal with, man. It's what I was saying yesterday. We had 5 days in a row where the market did this. And then the one day I don't get in, it goes up. And then I get back in, and now we got another day like this. I'm just being played. We'll see if this continues lower, if it bounces. I mean, the odds are that it's got to bounce at some point. I don't think there's any fresh news really why I would just do this, but you know, it could just be that everybody that held overnight or something, you know, they like took profit first thing this morning, and that's why you had this big sell-off. That honestly could be it. Really need the NASDAQ to bounce, give us some kind of relief. I mean, when the shorts smell blood in the water too, they kind of pile on and like they're trying to push it lower. I mean, this does kind of look like it's going to break lower too. Look at all the selling pressure. We had right in the open, some people bought, and then sell, 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 sell. And then we had like that, sell, 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 sell. Unfortunately, man, I might be sitting the market out for a while. This is kind of a bloodbath. And other than yesterday, it's been that way for like the last 3 weeks. The bright side, I've got a good price on Iran here. I might just hold that. Let's see what else we got. AXTI, I think this has a good upside. It looks like it's basing out. $62 isn't great. I would rather have it where it is now, but if you look at the daily over here, it's not horrible. I mean, there's a lot of upside on that one also. And then Bloom Energy, we're at a good price on that one too. So very possible that I just hold these positions right here, because even if they do go down further, I think there's upside. Pretty bad. All right, well, I think I'm done. I'm gonna close things down. Not a great day. I feel like I'm gonna hold these positions though, because they are good prices, and I don't want to take this L. I don't think they're gonna go down further. I think we're at. It's, to me, this is kind of a take profit day because we had such a good day yesterday. I think people are just taking profit. I don't think this is necessarily shorting. Because to be honest, I think the shorts are probably a little worried or a little gun shy today after yesterday. A lot of them got burned, so I don't know if this is necessarily short selling. I think it's just profit taking. But I'm going to shut it down right there. Not a great day. I'll see you guys Monday probably.